Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to London Station. It's the day before the 4th of July. And, whatever. I didn't work yesterday, and I didn't work today, and I thought we would finish up playing through Golden Sun, which we will. But then the news came out about ENNIE Award nominations, and our good friend Alejandra, who works with Legend in the Mist, they got nominated for Best Cover and Interior Art. One from the PNW. Good to see you, Dicey. So yeah, I'm just kind of all over the place today. I thought, let's talk about the ENNIEs. We'll talk about games that I probably don't know most of. I just scrolled through it and I was like, I don't know what most of this stuff is. I'll have nothing intelligible to say. But for the things that I do have intelligible things to say, it'll be fun. We'll go through it probably a little quickly, and then I was inspired to build this model of Bulbasaur because it was incredibly cheap, and I just was at the store and I picked it up. So I was like, oh, let's build a Bulbasaur model and hang out. And then I looked at it and like, wow, this is intense. So we'll see. Maybe we will do just part of that, and then we will roll into Golden Sun, and we'll play through the finale. If you have been keeping up with the Golden Sun contento, we realized at the end of last stream that we had to backtrack a bunch, and so I went and did that on my own, so we don't have to watch that in stream. I just bought like all of the enemy repel items, and I went all the way back to the top of the map, got the other gin, came all the way back down again, went to the desert, and then I went through the thing to get to the next level of the optional dungeon. So when we do pick it back up, we won't be where we left off. We will be back in the optional dungeon, so we'll start there, finish it off, and then we'll go to the final thing. Also, I got new colored eyeshadow that I've been playing with today, so I don't know if you can tell. I'm doing this so you can tell. It's pink. I have pink eyeshadow now. Pink and blue and green and sparkles and purple and all sorts of fun stuff, so that's cool. But yeah, that's it. That's the plan for today. That's what we're going to do. So, hope you're all doing well. Are you all doing well? One hopes. One hopes. We'll give ourselves the old ever important voice reminder. And we'll try and do our best with our voice today. So, without further ado, I guess we'll go over to this screen. I didn't really set any of this stuff up. I do still have the Golden Sun banner on. Maybe I'll turn that off for now. Tree trimming. Oh boy. Oh boy. Just getting the low branches off. Or what you doing? We had to do that all the time when I was a kid. We had evergreens at home. In fact, our Christmas trees would be the top of whatever tree we were going to take down that year. We would cut the top off, use it as our Christmas tree, and then take the rest of the tree down the rest of the year. Pretty wild. Let's do a window capture of the Chrome page. Yeah, so now, okay. This is the normal default view of the website. This is like too small text even for a normal screen viewing. So anyway, I'm going to try and zoom in. And I wanted to read this out loud, the methodology they use to do these awards, because there's a lot of information out there about how, it's just a popularity thing and yada, yada, yada. So I wanted to talk about that first. So these are the ENNIE Awards. They're sort of community awards for RPG games that have been submitted. They have to be submitted. And I say that because my darling Girl by Moonlight didn't get submitted and never was nominated for anything. But I think it's a beautiful game, and we always talk about Girl by Moonlight. So there you have it. Yes, they have to be submitted, and then there's some sort of decision process, and then there's a decision process on the winners. So your trees are not too tall. I just gave a small patio area. I'll just have a small patio area at my condo. Nice, nice. So the ENNIE Awards are an annual fan-based celebration of excellence in tabletop role-playing gaming. The ENNIEs give game designers, writers, and artists the recognition they deserve. It is a People's Choice Award, and the final winners are voted upon online by the gaming public. The ENNIEs were created in 2001 as an annual award ceremony hosted by the leading D&D/D20 system fan site, EN World, in partnership with Eric No's unofficial D&D 3rd Edition news. The awards were owned by Russ Morrissey until 2019. As the awards have grown, the ENNIEs have expanded from an internet-based award selection to an annual award ceremony at Gen Con. The ENNIEs have also branched out from their roots as an award ceremony focused upon D20 system publishers and products to celebrate the achievements of all tabletop RPGs and the publishers and products that support them, with award categories recognizing the components that make a great game, to the types of products fans have come to love, categories for fan-based websites, and much more. The ENNIEs are the best way to fans to acknowledge outstanding effort from and to say thank you to the creators, publishers, designers, and artists who make this hobby great. So, with that said, we'll dig into I'm going to zoom in way hard on this. We'll look at the nominees here. Judges Spotlight, so I don't know specifically what this is. I guess they just get to choose games they want to put in here. Girl Frame, interesting game for sure, if you're familiar with something called the mexploitation genre. This was something that at first glance I was like, oh, I absolutely need to dive into this game and learn about it. And then I was immediately like, nope, 180-degree turnaround. I'm out of here. So it is specifically about trans women, I believe, maybe trans men as well, but it's about trans women who are kind of forcibly put into mechs to go fight aliens and stuff to defend a place. And it was very deals with themes around that, but in a way that's kind of a little too intense for your girl here. So check it out if you're interested. It is an interesting concept, but it is very tied into its specific subgenre. Mexploitation is what it's called. So anyhow, there's that. Trash to Treasure, I'm not familiar with. RPG Zine Club, where there's going to be a lot of this I'm just going to scroll through because I'm like, I don't know these things. I'm really not that broadly experienced out here, but like I always say, I know what I know, and I'll tell you what I know about what I know. Best Adventure Long Form, I can't say I ever pay attention to adventures at all. These could all be for 5e. They could be none of them for 5e. Well, this one's for Vaesen, obviously. So no particular thoughts from me on that. I wonder what this one is, though, because it's from Edge Studio, and Edge did, what, L5R? And I don't know what else they've done. Those for Arkham Horror. Okay, I know nothing about that. So, Best Adventure Short Form, also something I'm probably not going to know much of anything about. Best Aid Accessory Digital, don't know what that is. Of course, Pathfinder 2e and Starfinder on Foundry, which is just, celebrated at all times. Anybody that talks about Pathfinder integration with Foundry is always very pleasantly surprised with it. I'm actually in a game that uses Foundry now, so I'm a real gamer now. So our Hellbreakers game that we do is on Foundry, so I have experience with that now. And I would say it's a good product. Is it better than these other products? I don't know, because I don't know what they are. And we're not going to click into everything. It's not that kind of stream. Best Aid Accessory Non-Digital. A GM screen for Peter Popper Press. What game is this for, though? Or is it just a generic? RPG Game Master screen. Ancient, elegant, and mysterious. 4-panel screen. Must-have. Jeez, pop-ups. Is a must-have for both aspiring expert game masters alike. 4 pre-filled 5e compatible reference sheets. Is it, can you slide them in though? It looks like there's a reflection here, so these must be, yes, pockets fit both A4 and US letter paper. So yeah, it's just, it looks like a nicely designed GM screen. I don't know that I would even ever use a GM screen. I don't have anything to hide, really, the way that I run things, so. Handouts for Ryoko's Last Notes, don't know what that is. Monster design inspiration for tabletop role-playing games. This looks like it's generic, so that's interesting. I'm not much for monsters either. I'm such a weird gamer. I'm like, I don't like inventory, I don't like dungeons, I don't like monsters. I know they need to exist so you have something to fight, but like I'm just not interested in them. Like give me a monster manual and my eyes will glaze over. I'm like, okay. That's why I really want somebody to make a product called the Audio Bestiary, where you just read the lore about the creatures so that I can actually decide what I get interested in, because I don't like looking at them. I'm a weirdo. Crooked Moon Tarot card set. I did click on this earlier because at least I know what a tarot card set is. But Crooked Moon is, I think, a 5e setting whole thing, and this is what really blew my mind. GM screens just get in the way for me. Yeah, that's what I would expect they would for me too. So the card art on these is great. Let's see, obviously the art is the product, so they try to make it low resolution so you don't just steal it. You got your main arcanas with the names on them, and then one thing they did that I thought was kind of neat is like here's the wands. So the wands don't tell you what they are because they have just the number in Roman numeral, and then the art itself tells you that it's wands, and then this tells you that it's cups, and what do we got? Swords and pentacles. So it's kind of neat that they just went with a low text version of that. So yeah, it looks like a cool product for what I believe is a 5e setting thing. And then I went down here and I said Crooked Moon Ultimate Bundle, $991, down from $1,932. Rules Edition, you can get it for 5e 2024 or 5e 2014, and you get the rule book of this, or the setting book, I guess, of this world. You get dice, you get minis and monsters and art cards and punch outs and GM screen and plushes and everything like that. It looks like a bunch of different cards for like monsters and stuff. I don't know. This is crazy. It always blows my mind like what the market for I guess 5e compatible products is. Crooked gemstone dice, ghost light metal dice. Wild. So anyway, Crooked Moon, the name shows up a few times here in the Ennies. So there's Crooked Moon Tarot card set. Field Guide to Floral Dragons. I remember when this was crowdfunding, because it was right around the time that Roll for Combat was doing their Secret Dragons Kickstarter, which I backed. And this is going to show up for us again in the art section. And then here we go. Okay, best art cover. Now they made a collage, so we're going to look at this real quick. Best cover art. Now this is good covers. These are great covers. Book of Spirits looks like a 5e product. I like that art. It's cool. I like this kind of like wispy like spirit lion tiger thing. You got cool stuff happening. It's a nice piece of art. This one I think is incredible, and this is not my vibe at all. You guys know me. I'm not about like the undead and the skeletons and everything, but this is fucking beautiful. You know, the floral notes and then the fangs on this skeleton, which presumably is a vampire, some sort of Regency type thing. It's very, very nicely done. So I think it is a beautiful cover. Very cool. Mapamundi. Now, this is a game that I just started getting information about, I guess is what I would say, when I was looking at City of Espers. So we did that City of Espers look at the Quick Start a couple weeks back. And so Three Sails Studios published Mapamundi, which is an exploration ecology RPG, and I'm definitely interested in looking at this sometime because it's supposed to be this, well, it's an exploration and ecology RPG. It's about discovery and not about like conflict or combat as such, and I think it might hold a lot of interest for me as far as what I've been trying to do with a sci-fi game that is similarly like about exploration and things like that. So very interested in this product. Same when playing in Meat Space, I just stand the whole time for better presentation, so the screen doesn't come out from the table. You stand when you GM. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's just interesting. Interesting. Anyway, this is beautiful art. I really like this. It feels like it has a realism to it. Like they're not cartoonish caricatures, right? It has that reality to it. I think it's a really nice piece. And then Crooked Moon here again. I like this piece of art as well, even though I don't tend to like creepy, like occultish, weird Wicker Man ritual type creepy stuff. Rude, laughing at my short. I didn't say anything about your height. No, don't unsubscribe. I need you. Speaking of subscribing, for anybody who would like to know, you can now join the Patreon with an annual membership because we reached the qualification thresholds for that. So if you want a discount for the next 12 months, if you get that, it's 10% off. It's not a huge savings. And somebody was asking, like, wait, does that come out of your cut too? And I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. I get less overall, but I get it up front, and you're stuck. So that's why it's a thing for me. But anyway, Mapamundi sounds a lot like Monster Core Squad, but I've not read Mapamundi yet. I have not read either of those. So, is what it is. Anyway, as far as the composition of this piece, I like it. I think it's well done. I think it's a good piece of art. And Totem, the Spirits RPG. This is interesting. I like it. I'd say it's fine. I don't know. I don't think, not that this is my place to say, but I think oh man, which ones do I think would win? I think the two best for me are Historica Arcanum and Mapamundi. I think Monster Care Squad is in my pile to learn sometime. I should check out Mapamundi then. Maybe I'll do a look at it and I'll let you know if it's for you. Of course, I have to obtain it first. Now here's going to be the really contentious one. All right, so they have little collages here. They have the cover of the game that's been nominated, and then 4 images of the interior. And this category is stacked. This is one of the categories where Legend of the Mist shows up, and I'm optimistic for them. But this is a stacked category. This is rough. So this is Eckremé. I don't know what this is. But look at this. This gives me 7th Sea vibes with its layout and everything. I do find that this divider here is a little too bold for me, but whatever. I'm not a layout person. I do like the edges, though. This like wispiness to it, and it doesn't like overstay its welcome on the edges. But gorgeous piece of art. Again, more gorgeous art. Yeah, you know, these lines, they're not doing it for me, I'll be honest. And I, like, okay, all right, let's be real. Let's just talk for a second. I'm only talking about this in this way because these have been nominated for awards, and like as such, people are talking about these things. I'm not over here just being like, I hate that book. It's got too hard lines and it's like, no, it's fine. I'm just saying when it's in the lens of a critical discussion, I think this is potentially something that I would say, that kind of is jarring to me. Too bold on the division lines between columns and the header to text. I would probably just not even have those for layout. But look at that. Beautiful. Just good art. And then here's like a gazetteer kind of a deal. So, very good entry. That's Ecreme. And then we have the Field Guide to Floral Dragons. Again, this was crowdfunded. Yeah, anatomical drawings. You know, they did that for Draconic Codex for Pathfinder 2. They actually have pullouts in the book. And so for each type of dragon, they have pullouts, and they are actually like the artists doing the sketches of the dragons to try and understand the concepts, and they purposed those into like actual like field drawings, which is really cool. But here we have the Field Guide to Floral Dragons. This is actually very reminiscent of the style that Legend in the Mist has, where the sidebars are these kind of handwritten script. But this is nice. Azalea Dragon. Very cool. And this is, I think, a 5e supplement. Rhododendron Dragon. They definitely have like this cutesy, less realism kind of thing here. But then the sketches here give you a lot of movement. Very cool. Amaranth Dragon. That's just really pretty colors. I really like the way that green plays against the red, or whatever shade you want to call that. Oh my. That's a cool spread. That's a very cool spread. I wonder if this is all of the dragons in the book. I don't know. Household got nommed for interior design and art. This is specifically Volume 2, which we have not looked at. We haven't finished looking at Volume 1. Volume 2, I believe, is all about going out into the garden outside the house. So, yeah. That's just tough to beat. Look at that. Drawings are selling you on the floral dragons. Amaranth is a neat plant. Yeah, if you're a plant person and a dragon person, which I know you are a dragon person, might be a fun book. But look at this. Ugh. Crazy. Yeah, this is art you can just stare at. Like it's ridiculous. My God. Wild. Absolutely wild. Oh, they deal with seasons in this book too, I guess. That's cool. That's very cool. So yeah, household, beautiful art. Then we have our favorite, Legend in the Mist. Which in this category, like you can feel the weight of the art it has a different tone to it. And my fear is that it's going to look too different from the others and not get the recognition it deserves. But I believe they just took... Okay, they do have a couple different spreads. So we have the intro comic here. There's the whole sequential art that was done by Alejandra. All of these character pieces. There was a really cool short on the Son of Oak YouTube channel recently, and it was Alejandra talking about how she designed these edge pieces of art, and there's this cool effect where it like popped into frame like how big of a piece she actually makes, because she makes it bigger and then tries to like scale the focus of the piece in the middle, and so there's actually art that like kind of gets lost, which is sad, but is what it is. I've been running Legend in the Mist lately, and the art has been so good throughout the books. It is so good. It is really good. It is really, 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 really good. It's such a consistent like tone and like just the way that shadows fall, all the inking and everything. I wish I was more educated about art to say like nicer, cooler things, but I'm not. And there you have, this is the conclusion of the intro comic, where it's explaining to you that if you abandon your quest, you might become this character, but if you like follow your passions, you might become this character, or you might like this piece of art is representing the summary of the adventure comic journey, but also like the theme of the game itself, which is about change, which change may be growth or it may be regression, but your themes are changing out. And so when you get to the end of the comic, it actually tells you, it's like, depending on how this went, you kind of become a different person as you could potentially take this character going forward. So wild. And then Mapamundi is here as well. That's insane. See, I don't know, in the context of what's happening here, is this thing like frozen in place? How are they balancing on this crazy giant sword that this turtle kappa thing has? I don't know. That's just me overthinking things, but it's gorgeous. Oh my god. I'm so psyched to see all this lush game art. It really inspires me as a GM to up my game and make a vivid world and story for my tables. Yeah. You know, my Legend of the Mist book should be getting here today. But the only reason they might not is if they're just like, well, we can't deliver that close to the wildfire. And I'm like, but the road's open, so bring me my stuff. Just bring it to me. Just do it. This is a gorgeous piece of art as well. Giant snails. Really like how it's like this color toning of like green and gold. It's nice to see a bright comic style fantasy book that isn't manga style, i.e. there is some representation. Yeah, it's actually a fair point. Whoa. That's intense. That's super intense. I don't even know what to say about that. I'm just experiencing it. And then look at this guy. That is certainly a thing. It's pretty detailed and crazy. Interesting. You know, it kind of almost seems like, I don't know, maybe it's a more ordinary commonplace for Mapamundi to have these crazy creatures and things like that, but the crazy creatures and their expressions almost also seem like they would fit as creatures of Twilight in Legend of the Mist. So I like anime and manga, but if we are being honest, most of the characters look a certain way. Yeah, it's an aesthetic. It is an aesthetic. So there you have it. Best art interior, best art cover, best cartography. You know, the only real cartography that I've seen in recent memory is the map of the Dales in Legend of the Mist, which I thought was a beautiful map. I really love it. You know, I know Pendragon's got its fans out there. I don't have anything to say about Pendragon. I don't know these other ones. Dolmenwood I know of. Collection of fantasy maps too. That's an interesting product concept. What do you mean? Let's take a look at it. If it will load. Well, we will let that load while we continue to scroll. Best community content. Sprigs and Kindling, volumes 4 and 1. Sprigs and Kindling, I know I was just talking with Hungry Yeti Doll in our community, and he contributed to this line in different volumes over different years, and does have a credit in something here. So congrats for that. Don't know much about these. I know of Triangle Agency. Kind of a polarizing game, actually, from what I've seen. Some people are like, I love it for what it is, and some people are like, I hate it for what it is. So, well, at least it's making it based on what it is. Well, I guess they have a fanzine, so that's cool. That's cool. A collection of fantasy maps, adventure sites. What kinds of fantasy maps are we talking about? Whoa, that is cool. So these are kind of like evocative, like theater of the mind kind of location maps. That's actually a really cool product, actually. Wow, that's really cool. And I don't even like dungeons, but that's cool. I didn't think I'd like Triangle Agency, but it's great with the right table and GM. I bet the fanzine is great. Could be. I mean, it's nominated for an award, so I'm guessing it is. 6 regions with different atmospheres. This is a cool product. I like this blown up, like, here's the town, here's the mine shaft, here's the bag with a Cthulhu-ish tentacle thing coming out of it. Why not? It's cool. Nice. A house with a underground basement dungeon type thing going on. That's cool. Yeah, this is a neat product, I gotta say. Very good for, I would say, sparking the imagination. So that's cool. Rest of these, I'm sorry to say, don't know anything about. Best family game product. Crescent 2E has been a game that I've almost purchased many times. It's kind of that young adult adventuring. I mean, like, look at this image right here. This tells you all you need to know. Does that kid have a sword for a leg? Or is it a peg? So it kind of has this cartoonish overlay. This not cartoonish, like child storybook. Like, look at this. This is like child storybook kind of style. And it is a game, I believe, that focuses on kind of like, is it a found family kind of a deal? Emotional exploration, creative problem solving. So this is a product that I've looked at many times. There's a bundle for these actually right now on their site. You can get Crescent and Exile, which are kind of companion games to one another. And it's like both of them for $60, which means it's 30 a piece instead of 43 or something. Maps that aren't just the standard bird's eye view are cool. Agreed. I was very inspired just by looking through that thing. Oh, this is another one I wanted to talk about. Dungeons and Kittens. Dungeons and Kittens, I just picked up and flipped through it at my game store because I went there for free RPG day, and they were like, we didn't sign up for free RPG day, and I was like, that's lame. So I flipped through this, and they just had the book, not the starter set. So this book, and this has this really interesting like square form factor, and it also has this like children's storybook kind of layout to it, but it is crunchy. It's mechanical. Like, it wouldn't look like it, but it. As I was flipping through it anyway, I was like, there's some crunch here. So I don't know what kind of baseline system it uses or its own or what. I didn't look that closely at it, but it definitely caught my interest as a different aesthetic style and presentation. And if it's meant to be this kind of like younger player introduction, I think that's really cool. I think that's a really cool thing. I assume it's good because it ended up here. And again, Edge Studios, which, you know, they're also behind L5R, a couple other big games. Pico from MythWorks is here. Oops, I didn't mean to click like that. So Pico is a game where you play bugs. And who was it? Bo, who's a patron over in Knights of Last Call, was talking a lot about this game. I think Thaddeus has read this game. A couple people have. It uses the Wild Words engine, which is the same as WildSea. Based off of it, basically. But I guess one of the cool things that he liked so much, liked about the game, is that everything is so diegetic, because like if you build your bug, you build these custom bugs with different, like, oh, does it have antennas? Now it can sense things. Does it have wings? Now it can fly. So the thing being what it is what gives it its abilities, which is kind of neat. Anyhow, yeah, it's a bug game. You play as little bugs. Best free game product. Have we entered the cute games era? I'm here for it. You know, okay, this is an interesting conversation. Because, you know, there's like the cute and the cozy and everything, and some people say that it's taking over or whatever. You know, a lot of what we focus on here in this channel is those are going to tend to be things that grab my attention, not the super like, I don't know. But we looked at Pumpkin Spice. We looked at Runeway. You know, and there is kind of this rise of, I guess, the cozy RPG. And everybody has their theories about why these RPGs are getting so big and what it means. And I really just think it's a combination of, you know, sometimes when there are hard times, people are looking for escape in different ways. And sometimes those different ways might not manifest in, I want to go into a stressful dungeon and play an OSR game. It might be, I want to run a coffee shop because I want something that's chill and cozy and happy and cute. And I think that's a perfectly valid reason to see those games be celebrated. And I also think there's probably an element of it surging forward due to COVID shutdowns and people and the OGL crisis and people branching out to games more at large and realizing, oh, okay, you can have these very different games. But I don't think it's like so much, because there's cozy supplements for 5e as well. There's what is it called, Humblewood, which now just partnered with Son of Oak to do a Legend of the Mist Humblewood. So Humblewood is like the fluffy fuzzy creatures setting for 5e. So people have been looking for this kind of stuff for a long time. I kind of push back against the notion. You didn't say this, but I kind of push back against this notion that like it came out of nowhere and now it's all over the place. I'm like, no, it's been there and it's been slowly building this whole time. It's just finally getting attention in the crowdfunding spaces and in the award spaces for sure. So could also be people recognizing not all TTRPGs are a certain demographic. Yeah, some mix of all of the above for sure. Best free game product, Daggerheart Quick Start Adventure. I have nothing to say about Daggerheart, although, you know, it's got a strong shot at winning just because of its name recognition. Legend of the Mist Learn to Play Comic Adventure is, I think, groundbreaking and amazing and cool. And the fact that they printed that and they did that for free RPG Day, which I wasn't able to get, but somebody is sending me a copy. Somebody's sending me a copy. I'm very excited. I just think it's a really neat thing that they did, and a neat way to open the book. To have it in the core book itself is kind of like a really interesting choice. And it's a fully illustrated choose your own adventure comic. It's really cool. It teaches you how to play the game. Shift role-playing game. I feel like I know, or I've heard something about Shift. What is this? No, this is not recognizable to me at all. I don't know what this is. Shift is a pick-up and play role-playing game system that offers diverse options for game masters and players alike. Its minimal rule set contains everything a GM needs to facilitate, etc., etc., etc. So this was a free RPG Day product. Every trait has a die. Choose a trait, roll it. Oh, you succeed on a 1, 2, or 3, so your D4 is the best. So this is actually very much like this is kind of OSR-ish in the way that when we looked at the Breach a couple weeks back, it also had die that you assign to weapons, die you assign to gear, die you assign to your abilities. But then that one, they're all usage die, but they count down every single time you use them. This is obviously less grim than that, but yeah, look at that. So you're gonna have just things quickly assigned to die, and there you go. Interesting. We might, if this pops up in conversation more, or if people want to see it, this looks like something that would be fun for us to cover. Could be. Sprigs and Kindling. This is where our friend is right there. Contributed to some of the roll tables in this Sprigs and Kindling. I didn't see Shift at my friendly local game store, or I would have grabbed it. Yeah, it looks interesting. Triangle Agency fanzine once again for free game product. So I hope Legend of the Mist takes this one. The interior art is a stacked category, as we said. I mean, that household, God, I would hate to go up against household. But this, I think, is a very special and unique product. And, of course, Daggerheart's going to get its time in the sun, probably. Best game, Coriolis the Great Dark by Free League. Very interesting. I know this is I don't know what you'd call it. It's a redo of Coriolis The Last Horizon, I think, which is, Free League as well. A game that, I'm always kind of halfway interested in, and then I never quite pull the trigger in it. I'm not sure it does the kind of sci-fi I want. So, there you have it. I haven't looked at it. Daggerheart Core Set. It's going to be a juggernaut in this category. Legend of the Mist Core Book. Also, very strong contender. I don't know that they will beat Daggerheart, but I am hopeful, because I think that would be awesome for them to win. And Sickest Witch core rulebook. Don't know what that is, but it says witch in it, so we're looking at it. And then Thieves of the Tome I'm not familiar with. Sorry, every other category that I'm not looking at everything about. Sickest Witch, huh? This is an interesting marketplace. I don't know what this is about. Is this OSR, kind of? Kind of is the vibe I'm getting. Yeah, we've got equipment and... What? I don't know what to make of this. And this page is very strange. It's just a product page. How are you supposed to even learn about this thing? Must be quite good to have gotten here. Thieves of the Tome. Best layout and design. Berserker. Don't know what that is. Deadline. Don't know what that is. Midnight Muscadines I know of. We'll look at that. Voidheart Symphony. I think I've heard of. And Warhammer Old World role-playing game. This is a game that our friend Hime loves. And it's kind of like, I don't really know. It's a soloable game, or is it explicitly solo? It is solo plus. Okay, and that's a neat term, solo plus. I haven't seen that before. But you play, I think, as bugs or creatures or something, or maybe not. It's about like harvesting things for magical stuff. I don't know. But I gave it the nod because I know my friend is into it. So there you have it. Midnight Muscadines. Best monster adversary? I don't care. Dolmen Wood, Monsters of Dragonheim, Starfinder Alien Core, Field Guide to Floral Dragons box set, Wrath of the Kaiju. Best online content? Designing dungeons. That could be interesting if you care about dungeons. Explorer's design. I don't know what that is. I'll look at that. Galarian mapping project. What is this? Oh, this is the one that's tied to the wiki. Yeah, this is awesome. They've basically made an entire Google Earth for Galarian. I've used this before. This is such a great thing. Here's where we are in New Dawn. There it is, Starkeep right there. Isn't it? No, Castle Sumo. What? That's new. Starkeep. Here we go. This is where our play-by-post is set, right here. And we've gone pretty much as far north as Canabras and as far south as Nerosian. And this is neat because this is to scale. So you can tell by this. We had it set up so that this was 90 miles trip and this was 60, but it probably should be the other way around. But we've already mapped it to hexes and it's kind of a done deal, so it is what it is. Wounded Lands. Is that what that's called now? Oh, that's a subset of the lands. Anyway, that's where New Dawn is. And we're playing in Hellbreakers, and that is down here in Isker. So we are down here in my other game. In Serengallo is our little headquarters right now. So yeah, there's my 2 Pathfinder games that I'm in. Great tool. But what is Explorer's Design? A virtual design studio and label for all things game product and graphic design. Page is a curation of my website's best work. Huh. Tour of your RPG's layout, how to use them, tabletop accessibility checklist. This is neat. This kind of looks like a cool, like, insider game design. Here's some things to think about when you put your stuff together. That does look like a cool resource. It does. Solo RPG list. I wonder if this is the same one that's on Blue Sky. They followed something I did the other day. Yeah, when I played A Witch's Apprentice the other day, they reposted my blue skies, my skies. I don't know what they're called. They're tweets, whatever. Best production values: Legend of the Mist, Ravenholm slipcase. This hurts me because I did not get the slipcase. I was like, I don't need a slipcase. What do I need a slipcase for? And then it's nominated as a. Yeah, you make a magic jam. Yeah, something like that. This is Midnight Muscadines. You have to gather resources and stuff. Map Mundi for production value. Crooked Moon Ultimate Edition, yeah, with all the hundreds of things that come with it. Best RPG related project: a calendar, a soundtrack. Gotta love it. You know, I wonder if this would have been the year that Astro Prisma could have been nominated for things, and I wonder if it didn't get nominated or if it didn't get chosen. That's madness, because Astro Prisma is a freaking insanely good product. Dolmen Wood, Menagerie of Unbearable Things, Sickest Witch, Belt Buckle. That's hilarious. Best rules. Once again, Daggerheart v Legend in the Mist. Sickest Witch again. Land Wants Magic. You're getting your Astro Prisma book soon. Nice. I still haven't sprung for the physical. This is very interesting. Little kind of. Look at that. Saddle stitched, open signature binding. That's cool. Let's see if we can gather what this is. Okay, we're using cards. Is this a solo game? What is it? GMless. All players collaborate, share narrative control over the world. Is this a world-building game? Conversational post-fantasy world-building TTRPG. Award-winning game designer. Published by Mara Blueberries. Open spine book. Okay, post-fantasy is a fascinating term all on its own. Oh, here we go. What is a post-fantasy world? A world of molten metal where society exists only on airships fueled by elemental blood. A world where wandering titans that leave warring ecosystems in their wake. A world where a theocratic regime rules a frozen sea with a spellcraft stolen from unborn gods. A world that shakes off the dull colors of traditional fantasy and invites the full spectrum of your imagination. Huh. So it's kind of punched up, I guess, would be the way I would take it. In a way that kind of like JRPG kind of stuff is. You think you listen to a Let's Play of Land Wants Magic? Interesting. It's pretty cool. It looks cool. I mean, it's cool that they took this swing to do an open spine binding and everything. I think that's really neat. Very unique and special. But yeah, best rules. We got Daggerheart in here. We got Legend of the Mist. You'll have to see it. Best setting: Dolmen Wood, Eckremé, Grim Hollow, Household Volume 2. I'll give them the nod because that's stuff we've interacted with. Best solo game. Now this is crazy. I have friends who are all about solo games. I've never heard of any of these 5. So Hime does a ton of solo RPGs. Other friends that are friends of friends, other streamers that I know, Twitch and YouTube and elsewhere do solo RPGs. I've never heard of a single one of these. Which could be because they're the new ones from this year, And so, yeah. Spine, a dark solo TTRPG about losing yourself in a book. This sounds like a D-Priest game. You're a researcher who has inherited a book from an estranged relative. The book is odd, it's modern, and it appears inexpensive, yet it must have been one of your relative's most prized possessions, locked behind a thick glass case among her rare books. What's inside the book is equally strange, a collection of excerpts about eternal life and the magicians who sought it. These excerpts include texts of diverse genres, an essay, biography, diary, and collection of poetry, all by different authors and sewn together at the spine by some obscure scholar. Immortality and 99 endnotes. Spine is a solo TTRPG that looks like a book. You play as the researcher who gets the book. You play by reading the book and following the prompts you discover in the endnotes. But you soon discover, catch, you are being absorbed by the book, getting lost in it. The only way to lessen its power is defacing the text. Wow. So that does have some elements of like the text editorializing of We Contain Solitudes, which we've talked about with Andrew Gillis. This is wild. That looks so crazy and fun. I need to actually bring this to Hime's attention. I believe they would love this. So we're going to put it in my bookmarks for later. Cool. Yeah. Now, there's more. There's more. Best streaming content. London Station. Where is it? No, not here. Oh, I guess we wouldn't have qualified. We'll be here next year. Cozy RPG Reviews. That's a good channel. That is a good channel, I will say. Get your sheet together. Don't know them, but I'm guessing it's Daggerheart related. How's my driving? Don't know it. One Shot. Last Train to Bremen. Don't know it. Good Friends of Jackson Elias podcast. This one I've heard of. Who's been telling me about this? Probably Thaddeus. Or maybe Colin. Cozy RPG is my ASMR, yeah. It's a neat channel. Best supplement, the Action Grimoire. Yes, for Legend of the Mist, which I upgraded to get in print. So I'm excited. Should show up today. In fact, I should have my phone nearby, because if it shows up while I stream, maybe I'll just go to a break screen and I'll go pick it up from the mailbox. Bring it in. Mystified, I don't know. No Place Like Homebrew, I don't know. Creative Game Master's Guide to Extraordinary Locations and How to Design Them. I'm intrigued by the title. That means you get a click. Good job, guys. Okay. Well. I wonder. These are just not things that I buy or get or study, which is why I'm not a great GM. Because I don't take the time to actually study the craft. I just wing it. People get what they get. Someday I'll be better. Best writing. I do know Rapscallion. I'm surprised that showed up here. Isn't Rapscallion, what am I thinking? It's a PBTA kind of one-piece-ish kind of thing. Isn't that the deal? Is it PBTA? I don't know. It got a little bit of a buzz around it when it first came out, but I haven't heard anything about it since. Product of the Year. Now, why did it get so many nominations for Product of the Year? Coriolis the Great Dark, Daggerheart, Dolmenwood, Legend in the Mist, Menagerie of Unbearable Things, Bonsai Diary, Crooked Moon, Field Guide to Floral Dragons, Spark Devil, and The White Horse of Lowvale. It's a tough category this year, I'll be honest. Like I was less familiar with these bottom six, but the top four I've heard frequently all year. All sorts of conversation about it. So there you have it. There's the ENNIEs. There's the ENNIEs. Congratulations again to our friend Alejandra, who is nommed here for Best Interior Art. Now, her name is not Alejandra Pinal. It's Alejandra Pinal. So, they were joking about that on Blue Sky. Their editor was making a joke about it, so it was pretty funny. Pretty funny. There you have it. There's my thoughts on ENNIE Awards this year for whatever they're worth. It's just fun to keep a pulse on things and see what's been nominated and stuff. But now I think I'm going to pivot and I'm going to put together a little model because I kind of feel like it and it's fun. And so I'm also going to play some music. If I can remember how any of this works. I forgot as well that there's a Legend of the Mist soundtrack that's coming out too, which I will be able to use for all my streams because, you know, it's a soundtrack of something that they expect to be played on streams, which means they should not be claiming it for copyright if they want things to be played. I don't know why my computer's so slow. There we go. There you are. We'll put on our little... Put on this playlist. Just so we have some tunes in the background while we build us a Bulbasaur. I didn't really think through, like, what am I going to do with my camera while I do this? You know, if I was a more established, whatever you want to call it, I would probably have like a top-down camera I could use for things like this. But check this thing out. So I opened this, and this is immediately when I knew I was in trouble. It was like, ta-da, 195 pieces. I was like, holy crap, what have I done? But anyway, I've had this craving and this desire, and I think maybe it's worth talking about, to like physically create something with my hands. And I know this is like assembling something, but I've wanted to do something. You know, so much of our lives is just purely in this digital space. So much of what I do is purely in this digital space, you know, streaming, playing video games on streams, doing tabletop RPGs over VTTs, over people across the world, doing play-by-post with people across the world. Like, I don't have a whole lot that I'm like touching and interacting with. So I saw this as I was out getting something else today, and I thought, you know what? Let's make ourselves a Bulbasaur. We can put him on the shelf. Why not? So there you have it. There's the box, and this had they had a Pikachu and a Charmander and a Squirtle, of course. But yeah, and I don't know why I thought this wasn't paperboard, but it definitely is. It's some sort of like soft paperboard rather than plastic, which is what the picture kind of made me think it was. I thought they were kind of like loose, like plastic sheets, but they are not. Anyhow, you know, I was playing Phantasy Star Online background music during my Phantasy Star TTRPG campaign. Hell yeah. I have that soundtrack too. Well, I had that soundtrack. I wonder if I might have it backed up on another laptop. If I don't, then I'll have to re-download it from where I got it from. But that was, yeah, there's some good tracks in there too. I really should just take the time and curate like my favorite video game music from just various video game soundtracks I have, because I know you generally don't get copyright struck for that sort of thing. So, all right. So we got, what do we have here? 8 sheets. 8 sheets of this paperboard stuff. Yeah. We're going to be popping these things out. I have this little tool to pop out all the little slots with. And we're going to follow the guide and see how it goes. And chat with one another. To whatever degree y'all want to hang out for your 4th of July weekend. All right. Here we go. I need to get this from C. I need C 10, 12, and 13. There's 12. Oh. Oh gosh. Are they each? They're all double fold outs. There's even more of these things than I thought. That's a lot of pieces. I'm also not set up to be like a crafting streamer. Like awkwardly twisting in my chair because I don't have a good workspace for this. Is this paperboard or is it foam? It might be foam board. It's like little foam core stuff. Anyway. There's actually a lot of similarities that I found while we've been playing Golden Sun between that soundtrack and Tales of Symphonia's soundtrack, and to the point where it has made me want to investigate and see if similar composers were tapped for both products. Okay, there's C13. If the orientation matters. Does not appear to. Oh, yes it does. There's colored dots that tell you where things have to go. C10. Here you are. During a Pride stream, I saw a cool and very short magical girl Taylor video game made me think of Girl by Moonlight but Cozy. Ooh. If you find it, let me know about it. you know I'm into that basic stuff. Y'all know by now. I'm going straight girly core with my life. That's just the way it be. It's just the way it be. H10 and H11. Might make you cry. What doesn't make me cry? I love crying. Crying means that you're present in the moment. You're emotionally connected. Crying means you're not afraid. You're more afraid of not being true to yourself and genuine than whatever other people might think because you're crying. Maybe. I'm just making this up off the cuff. I should have a cry counter, though, for streams. Because I think Stream Elements will keep track. And you can have, like, a running counter, and then you guys could just put the command in, and it would tell you how many times. How many times has London cried? In 2026. We'll have to reset it annually, of course. Okay, now we're at the assembling stage. So I'm going to take this and this. This is what? Oh no, I fixed these up. Oh, thank God they have good symbols on these. Okay, hold on. It's going into slots 2, 3, and 4. Okay. This is wild. Okay, this stuff's easy to bend and kind of break, I think. It's definitely foam, though. And there you have it, a Bulbasaur. It's actually kind of crazy how much stability they're giving to this thing. This is kind of clever the way they did this. They made symbols for all the critical pieces. And then on this one, see that little blue dot in the back? And there's no symbols in the other ones. Because by the point you've assembled it this far, you only need the one point of reference. But this one had all three had symbols to make sure that they all went to the right place. So it's like for the first insertion, they're all symboled, and then for subsequent insertions, you don't need the symbols, so they just don't do it to over-confuse you or whatever. Cool, cool, cool. Now, I tell you what, if they make a Jolteon of this, we are 100% getting that. Jolteon is the best Pokemon, and that's just facts. Okay, where is G? The G page, which it comes with a base, too. It comes with a little stand that you get to set him on. I think it's funny that they call this, what do they call it? A 3D puzzle model kit. I'm like, it's not a puzzle. You're literally telling me what to do. Alright, G4 and G6. Oh, there's a lot of little things to poke out of here. Yikes. I probably should have, and maybe I even should at this point, like, make a different thumbnail and change the title of this stream. Because probably by the time we do Golden Sun, I will probably stop this stream and restart. I'll just do that after the fact. I'll change it all. It's not like I'm on Twitch and I'm going to switch categories and then people are going to suddenly show up out of nowhere. That is not how YouTube works. You cry a lot from media, so no judgment. Yeah. I do too. Because there's like times where you're like, the person that wrote this, the person that directed this, the person that acted this, they're kind of expecting this to be a moment you cry about because they're creating something with real emotion. You know, just like you can, like a book can make you cry, and you're just looking at letters on a page. But it becomes more than that, you know. Oh no, I didn't pay attention to which was which. Are these duplicates? Nope. Or not even remotely. Okay, so I can tell what's what then. Okay, now we've got numbers. I think this is good. I think this is healing for me today. So I'll encourage anybody watching this now or later, try and get your hands on something. Glaceon is your favorite evolution, but I also like Espeon. I mean, I'm contractually obligated to like Sylveon, the trans icon of all trans Pokemon fans everywhere. That's almost required, but it's Jolteon. It's actually Jolteon. It's this guy. He's the guy. He's all I need. Sylveon is also cute, yeah. Yep. Alright, we need to switch to page C and get to C3. I'm getting like a kind of congestion headache thing going on right now too, which might be smoke related. As far as that's concerned, updated wildfire news. It is not getting contained. It has grown now to 60,000 acres. 66, I think, last time I checked. And it is now the #1 fire concern in the United States. And geographically, it's like 20 miles that way. It's just right there. Like my road, you go 2 to 3 miles down that way, the road is blockaded. I'm just over here, just barely outside of the evacuation zone. So anyway, thoughts and prayers for first responders here and everywhere in the U.S. I guess there was a team of 450 fire professionals, whatever you want to call them. Like a specific team from Alaska flew down and like took over. Like they were like, okay, now this entire firefighting unit, they're here. They've got 450 fresh people. They're in charge. Air quality must be terrible. You know, it kind of comes and goes. I can tell when it gets bad because the winds shift, and because it's too hot for me to not have my AC in my window, it's coming through, and I have an air purifier running, which actually I need to turn that back up again. So, like, the air index, like, it'll be at, like, 60, which is, like, fine, and then it'll be at, like, 130, and then, you know, it just keeps going back and forth. I'll be right back. I'm going to turn that up, actually, a little bit more. So yeah, it's a mixed bag. I just looked out the window and it's like completely just all smoke. As far as the eye can see, like you can't even see the differentiation between where there's plumes of smoke or not. It's just completely like white out, like a foggy Seattle day if I were still in the Northwest. Which is a mixed blessing because it means that the wind is not blowing it off, which means the wind is not stoking the fires further. So they're probably getting a little bit ahead of things, hopefully, because it's not windy. But what we really need is rain, and it's not coming. We won't be seeing rain for like another week at the most, and even then might not be enough to make a difference. But it is tragic. And you know, it's like people have lost their homes, and that's horrible. And insurance companies are gonna drag the process out for these people, and that's going to be rough. And then when it's all said and done, everybody's insurance rates in the entire region are going to go up, and there was already an affordability crisis out here. So it's just this compounding issue of like, when does... Oh, look, there's his mouth. It actually folds, hinges right here. It's just this escalating issue. Don't know how else to put it. I have to flip this over. I'm not paying good enough attention here. Oh, interesting. So I'll show you this. This is kind of cool. Because at this point, you're like, what is this? I don't know what any of this is. But that little slot right there, that's his mouth. So we're going to slide this in here. And then we're going to attach it. Good old Bulbasaur. Gotta love him. Never forget the Pokemon episode where he like got all caught up with all the Bulbasaurs that were going to that like evolution like ritual that was happening in the forest, and he didn't want to evolve because he just didn't want to. And all the other Bulbasaurs and Ivysaurs and the Venusaur like turned on him and were like trying to like force him and pressure him into evolving. And like Ash like jumped in the middle because he was gonna let him go. And Ash like jumped in the middle and he defended him, and he's like, no, you can't make him do what he doesn't want to do. And you know, then Bulbasaur does like the big anime eyes. He's like, Bulba. It's like, you came for me. So sweet. That's media for you. if you let it, it can be really touching. It's never just a story about like a little monster. It's always about something more. I need 4 and 9. It's kind of wild that they don't number them in the order that you're going to be popping them out. But I guess they're numbered by how they lay out on the sheet, which I guess makes it kind of sense. That was probably easier for the layout people to do, because then they didn't have to think about the order of assembly. They could just do the layout and be done with it. Four and 9. That was 9. Now I need 4. Oh, I need to not poke these with the tool too, because it like dents it. Should not have done that. All right. These are going. Here? Yes. I wonder how much the cartoon affected how people interpreted the Game Boy games. It seemed like all the kids in the early to mid-90s were into Pokemon. Heck yeah, they were. It's interesting because as monolithic of a franchise as it seems, it actually has, like, we were just talking about ludonarrative dissonance the other day in our channel and in some voice chats. And like, Pokemon exists on a spectrum of different levels of like severity. Like, the show is kind of one kind of continuity, the games are kind of another, and then like the manga, like the Electric Tale of Pikachu, which was big in the 90s, had like a very different, more like grounded, realistic take to how some of the fights went and like what it meant when the Pokemon got hurt and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting. As a franchise, it kind of stretches beyond just one interpretation of itself, which is kind of wild. And then you have like the cozy Pokemon games, Pokopia, whatever this thing is, which is kind of like people say it's like Minecraft mixed with Animal Crossing mixed with Pokemon. I don't know how that works, because I don't have a gaming console. Alright, page C. Oh, we're already on page C. We need 9. Okay, actually having the numbers read top left to bottom right is actually helpful in finding the piece on the page quickly too, so I take back all my criticisms. I guess this company knows how to make 3D models better than I do. You heard it here first. London is conceding. I'm gonna get out of the 3D puzzle making space. Yeah, I had a couple of issues of Electric Tale of Pikachu. I don't know how or when or why I got them. Like, I did not buy them from a store. I like got them from a friend or got them from like an auction at school when like kids bring in stuff to auction off for like tickets or points or whatever you earn. I don't know. Okay. This is 11. I need to orient these because I'm getting confused. That's 9. That's 11. Sorry you guys can't see this. I'll try and hold it up more often as I go. This is, what did I just pop out? 7? 7 goes here. Then I need 5 and 15. Let go. What I meant to say was, let go. In a good, nice, little voice training tone. Like that. It's hard, guys. It's hard. Why does that have a number 5 on it? I guess we'll never know. Okay, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys the progress after this step. This is just page 1, huh? Oh wow, we're still on page 1. Oh no. All right. You can see them coming together pretty good now, huh? This is fun. I like this. I like this. I do wish I did have a better camera solution, though. But I don't. I just simply don't. What if I had, like, a shelf right here? Right here? Here. Can't get my hands level. And then I was, like, building it up here. I don't know. That's kind of annoying. I could almost set that up, though. This is almost tall enough. It would really screw up a bunch of stuff, though. Maybe if we ever do this again. Kind of like a chameleon at this stage, yeah. Bulbasaur has some kind of chameleon energy to him. You know the other thing I'm going to do? I'm not saying anybody do this, okay? I'm not saying do this. But I am going to put in a tip goal. If this ever loads, I'll put in a tip goal. If anybody wants to fill it, I will go and get another one of these and do another one. Because it's cool. Where do I even set that stuff up? It's been so long since I changed the tip goal. This one? This song is kind of a bop. Speaking of bops, still really enjoying the new Muse album. It's quite good. What's this called? Pokemon model. And then I click on this, and I set the goal to $20, because that's how much it cost. Done. Complete. I've completed it. While we're messing around here, maybe we will do the responsible thing. And we will edit. This. And I guess, does anybody know what my last London Hour stream number was? No. I don't know what it was. It was 16, so this will be 17. And then I'll do the thumbnail, and I'll take a picture of the little guy when we're done. So the mangaka I was talking about is the one who did Electric Tales of Pikachu. Apparently also did the manga adaptation of Crest of the Stars. What's Crest of the Stars? I don't know that one. Also, yeah, I heard that he did very adult works. And it was kind of like a crazy thing. Boom, boom, boom. Switch our color schemes. There we have it. Crest of the Stars is an old sci-fi anime. Ooh. Ooh. I wish I had time to watch stuff. I mean, I guess I could make time to watch stuff, but I have other things to do, like write newsletters that are late. Delayed. Well, not delayed, just late. All right, coming up next, we need C23, C18, and C19. Basically, just the 3 big pieces on this sheet. They're large and easy to take out. I'm trying to think if I practiced if there are any of the new Muse songs I could sing. I could probably do Shimmering Scars. If it doesn't make me cry while I sing it. Oh. We're building his body now. Okay, so this was the head. I'm going to set the head off to the side. Actually, if only I could set the head somewhere you could see it. I can, actually. I can do this. I'll just have him sit right there on the mic stand. Beautiful. Beautiful, transcendent streaming technology. But yeah, I think I could do Shimmering Scars. It's just there's a part in there where he repeats, "Was I not enough? Was I not enough?" a couple times. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be a tough one to sing. Was I not enough? Was I not enough? Da, 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 da. I don't know if any of you here in chat had a chance to see the interview I did with Vice the other day. Curious what anybody thought of that, if you picked it up. Kind of ended up just being a conversation. I was kind of kicking myself. I was like, I didn't really do much of an interview there, did I? Like, I tried to, but it kind of just became more of a hangout, and I hope that was okay. But, you know, I did have some, like, submitted questions from his community that people wanted to know about. Some of those questions that his community wanted to see, I was like, I won't be able to interact with that. Like, I can ask that question, and I can just nod and be like, cool, and then move on. And I was like, that's not going to be good. So, cool guy, though. I always appreciate when there are people out there creating it in any sort of way, and they're just, like, demonstrating that they have a vision for what they're doing, right? It's the same thing with Nick, who is of Sleeping Bears Music. Oops, sorry, Bulbasaur. Who's another channel that I've promoted out a few times. I think he's actually probably live right now doing something with music. But I talked about him in that stream as well. You know, that he takes his knowledge of music and his passion for video games, and then he finds the crossover there. He does playthroughs of video games while commenting on the musical direction, which I think is such a cool niche. He's also a very cool guy. Made a lot of cool friends in the last year, which is good because I needed them. Sure needed them. I'm not afraid to say it. We need to be making community more, maybe now than ever, which is kind of I don't know. We've always needed to make community. I don't know if it is actually now more than ever. I think it's probably more appropriate to just say we always need community and just leave it at that. Not try to sensationalize everything. Try to be responsible with our words. Say what we mean and mean what we say. D9 and D13. There's D13. Constantly worried I'm gonna like break or rip or tear one of these. Interview stream was fun. I like collab streams. Yeah. You know, the first collab stream that Vice and I talked about doing was actually going to be a poetry writing stream of some sort. We didn't really flesh it out, but we were like, he was busy in the middle of starting up a... oh, look at that. So this piece we just put in, closed... how can I show you? Angles. Angles are hard. It closed off this gap between these two. So it's a solid body piece there. But yeah, we were going to do a collab doing poetry of some kind. We didn't really hash it out. So I was like... Because sometimes I like doing flash poetry, which is like you get a prompt and you get 10 minutes, and then that's it. And some of my best works have actually come out of that kind of pressured constraint. In fact, doing a poem like that was how I met Zach and Cheeky. Because I was in Cheeky's stream, and this was totally one of those like, oh, this is friend of friends, like they're streaming, I'm gonna see what they're doing and support them. And somehow like poetry came up, and I was like, I want to write a poem, somebody give me a prompt. And then I think it was Killer Flame actually who gave me the prompt of, he gave me like 5 different words to choose from, and I chose wallet, and I made this poem, and then Cheeky did a reading of the poem, and then that was how we connected as friends there. And that was like a week or 2 before I started streaming, so like that was a very fresh friendship and relationship, and they're such a cool duo. I love those guys. I love them. Great people. Oh, we are attaching the body to the head already. Okay. How? There. Okay, that's his front. Oh, those are his feet. It's like you can start to see it now. Like, this was meaningless to me before, but this is his front leg, and this is his back leg. Which way does your head go, dude? Something's not happening for me with my brain. Okay, let me look at this. It's at an angle? You've got to be kidding me. His head is at an angle. Look at that. I can't show it off that well right now. But I was like, how is this going to line up? This is not lining up straight. And it's like, no, it's not. Here, this is how I'll show you. It's at an angle where it attaches. So he has some like animation to him. That's very cool. I haven't like looked at the picture that closely. I'm just going for it. All right, now we're going to put some pieces in there. We're going to lock this in place, presumably. A11 and A22. But yeah, I got a kick out of thinking about like what, you know, the London station people were going to think about me interviewing Vice, because they're probably just going to be like, who the hell is this guy? And then even one of my friends later was like, yeah, who was that? I was like, he's a friend. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Okay. What? Does this go in this slot? I'm so confused. There is a small pink arrow that leads me to believe this does go in this slot. So this is another angled piece for some reason. Why didn't they just connect that straight, perpendicular? Okay, we'll find out. A22. Oh, that's cool too. I didn't realize that they have the numbers in the little black like icons there, but on the back side of the pieces, the numbers are just straight onto the piece. Trust the pink arrow. Always trust the pink. Alright, A22 is going to go where now? This is getting wild. It's getting wild and technical. She says, mindful of her voice. So mindful. So much mindfulness. This is a good track. I mean, it's not a battle song. That's why I haven't axed it from the playlist yet. And I think this playlist is broken and incomplete too, because the server that I was, the file server I was running my music from has absconded. But this is a good, this is a good track. This is the Villains Are Monologuing track. Goddess Martel. Good game. Great game. If it weren't such a long game, I would absolutely play it on stream. Or if I didn't have to work a second job, I would probably absolutely play it on stream. Because it would be one of those things where it's like, here's a series of me playing a game. I'm going to play it as long as it takes. It's as much for me as it is for anybody else. And if people want to come along, great. I adore that game. I'd probably adore a lot of games. I just happen to adore the ones that I actually had a chance to play as a kid even more. It's the funny thing is, it's like if I actually got into gaming, I'd probably find like hundreds of games and be so overwhelmed I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Some of these pieces are so small. Okay, look at this piece I'm putting in right now. If I can even show you. Some of these pieces are so small that it's almost like, what is this necessary? Could this have just been designed without this piece being necessary? Like, I'm trying to look at what it's doing. Okay, actually what it's doing is it's locking that piece into place. Very strange. Very strange. Okay, now we're getting crazy. Can I sit Bulbasaur right here? I've pretty much given up on playing new JRPGs too long unless they are like 10 to 20 hours. Yeah, that's the funny thing is I used to look at games and like establish their value of like, what's the dollar spend per hour of entertainment? And now I'm like, it better not be a long game. It's just funny. Okay, let's set Bulbasaur down because that was not working. The other thing we can do is we can name the Bulbasaur. The one time I did a Nuzlocke playthrough, one of my rules was, among the normal rules of Nuzlocks, is that you have to spontaneously name Pokemon with the first name that comes to mind, and just like get yourself out of your head and see if like these Pokemon build up like personality, you know, just by name. And so my Bulbasaur was named Norman. I think he got to level 19 as an Ivysaur, and then he died. It's very sad. This was like back in the days, and like, you know, you're playing games and your college roommate is hanging out there watching you play the game. We were both devastated. We were like, no, Bulbasaur, or Ivysaur, Norman. So pour one out for Norman. Yeah, Nuzlocke would be really fun to do on stream. It's just a question of like, I don't know if the audience is waiting for or looking for certain types of content, or if they're just not available no matter what I do. So it's that question of like, is it about figuring out what you all broadly like want to see? Because like, if that's the case, then tell me what you want to see. But if it's just like people are just not available anyway, then like there's no point. I'll just do what I want. This is definitely a battle song that I would strike from the playlist if I weren't just making a model. But instead today I'm gonna vibe with it. We've done page 2, team. Here's our Bulbasaur at the end of page 2. Hurrah! He's a big boy. Never done a Nuzlocke. I've wanted to for a while. Yeah. Well, the other thing, we were just talking voice chat as I was getting back home from the store, like, it would also be fun to just straight play through the Pokemon games I've never played. Because I stopped at Gen 3, you know? Okay. We need sheet A. 821 and 826. 21. Where are you, 21? There you are. And 26. C22. We're almost kind of cruising through the C sheet. Look at this thing. It's almost done. We should get some good battle music though when we pick up Golden Sun. We are still going to do Golden Sun today. And this is taking longer than I thought. But I'll stop stream and restart. And we'll beat Golden Sun today. That's going to have some good boss music. Get to beat the crap out of Satiros and Minardi, which will be fun. It's a little strange that on the other side they had me do this in separate sections. Or I mean together and then put it in. This time it's just having me put them in one by one, which is making me nervous. Why is there an extra gap there? That makes me uneasy. There's a little extra gap in this space here, which you probably can't see, that none of the other pieces have had. They've all fit flush. There's a tiny gap right above my finger here. Did I finish the Pirate Island off stream? No. I just got us back to the next puzzle room because I got the carry stone. I went to the mural. I did the reveal. It was so dumb. You go down, and there's a treasure chest, and it has the carry stone. And I just didn't think to use reveal there, even though it told me, like, use the sight beyond sight. It just didn't click for me. So I got that. I went back up to Lunpa, got the other gin, came back down, and I went to the island where we left off in the island. So when I saved last stream, we were in Venus Lighthouse, but I just did all that busy work and then got back. And then I kind of like oriented the classes in a way that I thought I would kind of enjoy, so I don't need to fuss with it when we start up again. So no, I haven't. I think we still have 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we have 4 levels left. B10. Where are you, B10? There you are. This is a good song too. Designing something like this Bulbasaur papercraft set seems like it would take a spatial intelligence I don't have. Well, Dicey, I hate to say it, but this was probably built by a computer. So, as far as that part goes, it's probably designed by a computer, and they said export the matrix of shapes that you'd need to do this into a sheet, color it, paint it, print it, send it. You're good. Unfortunately, that's probably how this actually happened. Doesn't mean it's not cool and fun to build. Okay, now what now? Hold on, what? Okay, that slot goes in there, so this must by necessity go here. Nope, flip it. It just has too much of that, like, you know, engineered, like a 3D print, like, structure that, like, you know, it's a little too perfect in that sense. Some of this stuff, I tell you what, some of this stuff I could have absolutely put on the head before attaching it to the body. I don't know why they had me wait. At least someone made the software, but even that wouldn't be true, and it won't be true in the future. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's weird. I mean, we really are going through, like, this huge cultural moment. Societal moment of, like, asking these big questions and, like, what's it gonna mean, like, 20 years from now when somebody sees this little Bulbasaur model on my shelf? They're gonna be like, that's so cool, like, but it's like, yeah, I just bought it and assembled it, and it was more of a, like, the product is more in, like, the doing than the product itself in a weird way, which is fine, but it is. Like, you wouldn't go to, like, a farmer's market and somebody wouldn't have this, like, set and be like, check this set out, I made it. I, like, pre-scored all the things in this balsa wood so that you can, you know, like, it just would never happen. So, in a way, a product like this would never exist without those technologies. And is there anything wrong with finding, like, joy in this new art? I don't know. It's weird. We're asking big questions that are not easy to answer. And I think one of the things that we need to do as people who, not everybody wants to wrestle with these questions, and they just won't. Some people will just say AI is great, AI is terrible, and they'll just, that's it for them. They don't wrestle with it. I think it's appropriate for us to wrestle with it, because as a species, in a way, we are kind of evolving into a post something or other. I don't know what the right terms would be. But I think, well, there's like academic writings that suggest that we're already, by many definitions, cyborgs, because so much of our livelihood is tied to even devices that are disconnected from us physically. Like, the only thing that's keeping this from integrating with us is just, like, the next step is to just connect it to the brain, which is a huge step, don't get me wrong, but, like, there's already a lot of reliance on technologies to do basic things, which is, again, cultural and societal. It's not saying you can't learn to navigate, but most people won't learn to navigate, and so they have offloaded some of those things to these devices and tools and services, which are tools and services that have arguably made life a lot easier for a lot of people, better accessibility for people who are differently abled. Oh, man. Oh, I know. There's so much 3D printed stuff at farmers markets, craft fairs. There's like a local consignment place here that is like, I don't even know what this business was. It's the weirdest layout. But you go in and there's a bunch of rooms off to the side. And each of the rooms just has a bunch of like different consignment segments for like local artists. And so it's like some of it is like stickers and some of it's like jewelry. I mean, that's where I got this necklace from there. You know, somebody just assembled this, put a chain on it, kind of a deal. But then there's whole sections where it's like this designer and it's all their stuff and it's all their like 3D printed colorful like dragons and like whatever. And it's just like, I don't know who that's for. And it must sell and it must work, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But it is curious. And I know there was big controversies in like farmers markets where crafty people, I guess we'll just call them, were upset that there was so much 3D printed stuff there. They're like, this is not what these fairs are about. I did get some really good homemade garlic and cheese bread at a market the other day, though. Yeah, I wish wishing is easy. It's just we need to live the lives we want to live. So I need to be more deliberate about going out and engaging in the kind of commerce that I want to see rewarded. But it's hard sometimes. And it's also hard because I'm like in the middle of transitioning. And I think I'm like confident enough. Like today I went out in jeans, and sorry if this is TMI, but whatever. Like this is a trans channel at a certain point. So I had a sports bra on that had some padding, and then just a normal shirt over that, and this necklace, and my hair done up kind of like this. I didn't have makeup on yet, but I was still kind of like getting like interesting looks from people. But I'm getting more and more comfortable, which is good. So I would probably go out looking like this now on a day where I was feeling brave, which I've come a long way for that. So I've come a long way. Every day that I don't get hate crimed is another day that I'm like, maybe I can survive this. Maybe I can. But yeah, you know, you still go down the aisle and you get the, oh, sorry, excuse me, sir. You know, it's like, I get it, but can't you tell I'm trying? Can't you tell I'm trying? So it doesn't like hurt or like break my heart or anything like that. But maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe it actually does if I thought about it. But it's possible to have that be an upsetting experience and not have it be that way because anybody's done anything wrong or you're holding it against them. It's just kind of like, I guess it just comes down to like with many things in life, I wish things were other than they are. And just leaving it at that. And then, you know, then you ask yourself, am I doing what's in my power and in my control to make things be that way? And the answer is yes. And then you go like, okay, so trust the process, find strength in your friends and community. Don't give up, you know. And again, like I realized the other day, like somebody was telling me like, you're going to be now an inspirational figure for other young trans people, young genderqueer people of all sorts. And I was like, oh, I did not know I was signing up for that. But it makes sense. So anything I learn can be passed on. Anything that I experience, I can use even here within my own community, but also, you know, in online spaces and communities. Okay, so this is the first piece we've had that's going to give us some contouring. So this has partial scoring, so I can get the angles on here. Gosh, this is nerve-wracking though, because that one doesn't want to give properly. It makes me really worried they're going to tear. All right, so where does this go? Genuinely, I cannot figure out how any of these slots make sense for this piece. What? Oh, it goes way up here. Okay. I did this in the wrong order. I think I need to do these lower slots first. pieces are so tiny. Don't want to bend or break them. And then this should be able to come down. Ugh. Okay. We did it. He's taking shape. He's got a little bit of exterior to him. Now we need A13. Oh boy, this is going to be an intense one. This is like his snout. Oh, is that broken? Okay, that might be intentional. It might be an intentional split in the piece there. I have Scotch tape on hand for emergencies, but that's about it. Oh man. Come on. There's that one last piece that needs to detach. Huh. Yeah, this piece is like the snout and everything. It's got a ton of joints in it. Okay, so I'm supposed to fold these. Ugh, God, it makes a terrible cracking sound. Fold these down. Ugh. Okay, we're doing it. It's fine. Whew. Oh shoot, I forgot to poke out these little things. Oops. Come on. I know I did this in the wrong order. Please forgive me. It's getting tense. Whew. Hold on. Did I miss a step? I did. I missed his other tooth. Didn't miss his other tooth. The instructions left out his other tooth. I was wondering why that gap was too big. Maybe I missed it from a prior page. That's probably more likely. Wow. It's a really tight fit. Boy, this part's really testing me. Oof. It's about getting tension in the right places, I guess. I'm curious what ages this is rated for. This would be really hard for a kid, I would imagine. I assume they are on the level of detail of LEGO instructions, i.e. sometimes vague and no text. I would say the instructions are actually quite good. I think I probably just missed the tooth. Yeah, there it was. I just missed it on page 2. So, there's our guy. He's got teeth now. And a snout. He looks like a cyberpunk Bulbasaur now. All right. 19, A20, and A7. Hello? 19? There you are. 20. Yeah, they are cute little things. You gotta love Bulbasaur. He has like such an attitude to him. He's like adorable, but like he's kind of feisty. He's got some anger to him. So this is the eyebrows. It's the eyebrows for sure. Okay, I'm gonna pre-bend these, which is terrifying because they make horrible sounds. Ooh. And this will be a big moment for our little guy, because he's going to get eyes. This is the piece we're putting on soon. Does the Bulbasaur look good for me? Alright. I don't think it matters what order I do this in. Red eyes go hard. God, this is looking cool. Now that you see it all kind of shaped together and it has this smooth... Ugh. God, that's terrifying though. So you need to like pull on it to get it taut enough to get to the slot. This part does not want to go well. This is one of those things too where it's like if you make mistakes and don't make something fit tight enough, it probably compounds through the whole model. Yeah, because I would not say that that is sufficiently attached. Kind of got all mangled. It. Okay, I did kind of have to mangle this a little bit, sadly. You won't be able to tell from a distance, though. It's coming together. He's coming together. Oh, that's right. I have 2 more pieces to put on. Where do these go and how? This is 19. There's the star. The star goes here. Oh. 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 Okay, we're going to do this slot first, because this has got to wrap around and turn into his ear. Yikes. Okay, that one went okay. This is going to be the tough one. Where's my little stabber? Alright, okay. I'm going to really stretch this one out before I put it on. I'm going to trust in the paper backing of the foam. I think that might be part of the problem, is I wasn't stretching them enough. Yeesh. All right. Okay, that one finally went. I might have to glue this part down later. Because it's like something is keeping it from going down far enough. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, 2 years. 2 years on the SAR. Page 4 of 15. We may find just a good pausing point and pick this up later. I don't know. Maybe we'll forge ahead. Maybe we'll just stick with it. Where is A17? I know what I'll do. I'm going to get myself a cool energy drink, and that'll rejuvenate me. Another thing I bought for myself today, finally, is some nail polishes. What I didn't get was nail polish remover. So, mistakes were made. I could do my toes, though, if I wanted to. See if it's a thing that I vibe with or not. It's like I was saying yesterday. Was it yesterday? Wednesday night stream. The outfit that I wore when I interviewed Vice, like, really made me wish that I had painted nails for the first time in ever. I was like, okay, I see. I'm starting to see. I get it now. Starting to get it. Oh. Remember way back when I said, I'm concerned that there's a gap in this piece. I was right to be concerned. I need to go back, luckily only one step. This piece in the middle here, I need to flip it around. Like this. Whew, that was close. That could have been devastating. Yeah, I went to attach another piece to something else, and I was like, there's nowhere for it to attach. What do you mean? Okay, put that back, like so. Then I get to put this on. It's happening. It's happening. Okay, now let's do a little bit of smart content creation. Take a progress picture and then post it places, so people can be a part of the Bulbasaur creation. Let's be smart about it. Oh, nice, you linked that game too. Thank you. Appreciate it. Gotta think about what kinds of people want to see about it. How many places can you post the same picture? The answer is a lot. The business of marketing a channel never stops. I could have gone to my break screen while I did this, but well, is what it is. Is what it is. All right, good enough. Good enough. We've done our marketing. So we get a cookie. Now, where did I leave off? We did A17. We need to get B6 and C4. Not the explosive, hopefully. B6. B6. She says again, this time with a feminine voice. This goes here. And this goes what? Oh, okay. Like this? Or like this? Surprisingly, it is like this. We're given structure and shape to the leg right now. Oh wow, that's wild. We're building a whole like module for his back leg all at once. Does that need to happen before this? Where does that go? It does need to happen before that. Okay, let's do it. D5 and H5 at H8. H is up here. I don't get the feeling I'm going to need H6 here soon, too. I'm not. Okay, we'll leave it there. So there was an idea I had the other day that I need to go through my first contact streams and seems like that. And I need to take out a quick clip from each of them and then just make a YouTube short that's just like a very short clip of talking about the game and then being like, did you know we covered this game? And then a link to the main video. I need to do that. It's a really good idea. I feel like it's going to be really tedious to go find the clip, and I think I'm going to have to download. I wonder if I can clip it in YouTube, keep it from being published, but then download just the clip rather than downloading the whole multi-gigabyte video. That would be the thing to figure out. But that is a project I need to work on someday when I have time. Or rather, I need to make time for it. But unfortunately, I'm working both days this weekend. Sometimes they've been giving me Saturdays off, which I appreciate. So I didn't really want to give them very many hours in the first place. I kind of wanted to work on average like 10 hours a week at my second job. But then it was kind of more like 15, 18. And then it kind of slowed down a little bit. B19. Starting to confuse myself with all these pages. Okay, tells me to take it, rotate it like this, put it like that. Okay. Ooh, this is a very fragile piece. And then this is going to slot into his leg, his back leg, like that. So now he's got a back leg. If I could ever learn how my camera's oriented and show you anything. Okay, back leg, good to go. Okay, now I got to do this page. Okay. Come out, thank you. I would love to get my delivery notification for Legend of the Mist 2 right now. That would be so cool. But I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to delay it again, even though it's been in the city for 2 days now. I just think they don't want to run it out here. I almost went and said, like, just let me pick it up from the facility, but, like, I was like, I don't know if I'll actually be able to get to it in a timely manner, and maybe it'll just make it all take longer. Oh, wait. Does this go on his body? Are we doing his body now? Sweet. We're into body zone. Get in the zone. Body zone. It is kind of wild when you consider how, like, how much market penetration Pokemon has, to the point that anybody even knows more than just, like, the flagship mascot Pikachu is, like, a wild success. The fact that anybody knows Bulbasaur or Charmander or Squirtle, as opposed to, like, other monster franchises where maybe people just know, like, the one mascot one. It's pretty insane. I mean, as a franchise, it's what? 30 years old now? A little more. Wild. Okay, we're putting on the rest of his forehead here now. Got an email from my Legend of the Mist order, but it didn't say much, just reminding my order exists. Sorry. Did you pre-order, or did you back it at the Kickstarter level? Because they're probably going through Kickstarter orders first. I think, though, Logan got his shipping notification, and he didn't back. He was a pre-order, so might be any day now. These ones that wrap around the face are, like, so nerve-wracking. I don't know why it comes to attaching anything on this side of the face. It's like, really, I need like a, I should go get my pocket knife. I'll be right back. Be careful with knives, kids. On the other hand, I've been trying to get anything out of Lion Wing for like half a year. What does Lion Wing publish? I don't know if I know that name. Alright, I think that did some good. SMT TPRPG. Okay, cool. Fledge Witch. That's where I've heard it. Sidon was talking about Fledge Witch and other localizations of Japanese TTRPGs. They also do board games. Cool. I think that's the head just about done. I mean, we don't have like under his chin or anything, but that's the full head. This is going to be really cool. It's pretty big too. For a little $20 craft. Okay, page 5. I think we're going to see this starting to go a little faster now. There's a lot of just big pieces and doing shell stuff on the outside. Except for we're building his other leg now, it looks like. C20H6. I knew I was going to get the H6 soon. Should have just popped it out while I was there. Because that's all like leaf stuff. Yeah, we probably won't see that page for a while again. Okay. H6C20. C20 and G3. We haven't touched G yet. G. That's B. Alright, we need to reset. We need to reset. G is the one with the base. Oh man, and it has this one little Bulbasaur piece on it. Okay, I'm going to put you up here with H. We'll stick ourselves to the A, B, C, D. We'll take E and F, which is all plant stuff, I think. Put that up here too. Alright, a little bit more manageable. Little bit. All right, got 3 pieces for our leg. That's C20 there. That's H. This is G. So we're gonna go like this and this. And now we need A23. There you are. I hope they're getting this fire under control for everybody's sake. Really do. It's not good. But yeah, our community, we canceled like all of our 4th of July stuff. They put a moratorium on selling or using any fireworks anywhere near the city. Probably in a broader application than even the city. Maybe it might be countywide, might be more than that too. But they're just like, don't do it. We do not have the resources to deal with another fire anywhere if it does come up, so don't start one. And I said, okay, I will not start a fire. Back leg is go. Back leg is on. Now homeboy can stand. No, he can't. Yeah, he actually can't stand. He's off balance. I wonder if he's going to attach. Yeah, it looks like he's going to actually attach to the ground. We still haven't built the front right leg. Did I miss a whole section? I did. I did miss a whole section. That's why he can't stand. He's missing a leg. D16. we go. And D8. Just gonna be on the back side. There it is. Oh, interesting. Okay. And B21. No, Bulbasaur, don't fall off the desk. Don't do it, Bulbasaur. I've actually taken a remarkably small amount of pieces out of the B sheet. Can he stand? Yay, he can stand again. Alright, now back over here. Looks like it's time to build his butt. It's butt building time. I think the really bad fire in the Columbia River Gorge a while back was caused by fireworks. I believe it. I wonder if that's when I was still in Washington State. Because it kind of rings a bell. This one, I don't know if they've even ascertained what started it. But, I mean, it was... I guess it's called Aspen Acres Farm. Or Aspen Acres Fire, and there's Aspen Acres Campground, so it could have been a campfire. Which would be tragic, because, like, people have lost so much. Lost so much. I love how most of the stream is just me making faces as I'm trying to gently pull these pieces out. It's amazing to me when they can figure out how a fire that big starts. Well, I assume, like, at this day and age, they can probably use satellite video replay. And they can, like, pinpoint where the smoke started and then identify, like, the epicenters and stuff. I don't know. Is this the right piece? Am I doing the right thing? This is the right piece. I would love to lock in these back legs at some point because they're kind of just floating on here. They're not really tied in yet. There we go. Wow, that did not go in the right spot at all. Okay, that goes up here. Did that completely wrong. Right. We have the foundations of a butt. We also need to get... I'm gonna have to get up here and stretch in a minute too. Like somehow this is actually keeping my posture really good, but it's hurting in other ways. Are you a dill, sweet, or bread and butter pickle girly? I don't know that I've experienced them all side by side enough to tell you. Let me tell you what kind of pickles I have in the fridge right now. Apparently I have a kosher dill pickle spear slices thing. So I don't know. I don't think I like sweets, and I don't think I like bread and butter either. Don't know. Also, I'm going to eat a cookie. But I don't do much crazy with my sandwiches. I wish that I did, I guess, put more effort into them. But I just generally do like a meat and a cheese and some mayonnaise, and if that's it, then that's it. Sometimes I'll do a little bit more. When I have pickles, I'll use them. I have a sneaking suspicion I missed some pieces. Oh, no, I must not have. I just didn't remember putting that one in the other side. Okay. A12. Good bread and butter, huh? I don't even know that I could tell you what those taste like. So now I'm interested, and now I'm going to have to like buy some and try them. I'm sure I have before, and I was probably underwhelmed, but otherwise, you know. Oof. All right, A12. Goes right up the spine. The angles of these images are starting to confuse me. Am I missing an entire piece? Because that's supposed to go like this. And I'm missing an entire piece on the back. I wonder if I can find it just by looking for it. Is it D4? That looks like the shape of the piece I'm missing. What if I just put this piece in without even looking it up? Is that crazy? Fits. It has the right symbol in the right place. I don't know how I missed an entire, like, back spinal piece. It's a huge piece. Anyway, fixed it now. We fixed it. Alright, B25 and C21. The lettuce I'm growing on my patio turned out really good, so I've been trying to use as much as possible. That's sick. Nice job. Do not have anything growing anywhere. We do have, I should say I have an old piano that I gutted. Took all of the pieces out of it. And the idea was to use it as a planter. So like roll it up somewhere that's just going to stay, and then open the top and open the keys and use the keys for like an herb garden, and then use the top for like bigger things, and then put other like things that needed less sun in the bottom where, you know, under where the petals are. Like take that front fascia piece off and have like it be like this plant thing. Fortunately, I dislodged a cute little yellow spider that was living in the lettuce. Oh. He'll find another home. He'll be all right. At least he was already outside. It's not like the people who were like, oh, I found a spider in my house, and so I did it a favor, and I got it back outside. I'm like, he wasn't lost. He did not get lost wandering into your house. That is his house. You probably sent it to its death. I mean, actually, it'll just find its way back in, but that's why when my spider bros are hanging out, I'm just like, yo, what up? Keep eating stuff. Appreciate you. Shout out to all my spiders. I think I actually kind of bumped one tonight, or this morning, and hurt its leg, though. I was just moving some shoes around, and he kind of was like scuttling off kind of sideways looking, and I was like, oh, sorry, dude. Sorry. I'll put spiders in the garage if the cats are trying to kill them. That's a good call. That's a great call. You definitely don't want bugs in the garage either. You're like, hey, it's not quite a promotion, it's kind of a lateral move, but we've got space for you in garage department. Every time I get a piece goes in that I don't remember doing for the side before. I think, did I miss a piece? And then I go back and I find, yes, I did. But at least I'm recognizing it before it gets too far out of hand. There's the one. There's a lot of good spider real estate in the garage. Yeah. We'll see how much spiders show up in next time we do Household. I think we're going to do Household on Saturday. Household Part 2, we'll talk about the mechanics of the game. I've already made the thumbnail and everything, so it's like... I guess, wait, today's Friday, huh? So I guess I'll post that tonight sometime. So I'll have to decide. Do everything here? I did. Okay. Bulbasaur check. Very Bulbasaur shaped now. Got all the legs. Everything's going on. A lot of outer shell pieces coming up. C page is almost... In fact, there's only 2 pieces left on the C page, so I'm going to pop them now. Yeah, I'm interested to see what the bulb is going to do too, because I'm going to have to build up another entire like frame for it before we even put the shell of it on. Is that truly everything out of the C sheets? Okay, there's our first sheet, empty. So I can take it off the desk. Goodbye. And I'll keep these off to the side with their numbers facing up, so they can find them when we need them. If we didn't need them already, I hope not. B2. Okay, this is a bum piece. It's going right on the old bum. Show you as it goes on. It's going right there. Hello? Oh, come now. Don't be another one of these difficult ones. Okay. Hold on, I need to respond to something really quick. Okay. A24. Did I put the A sheet up there? No, I kept it down here, didn't I? I kind of feel like also at this point I should start to clean up all the little things I've popped out, because they're gonna get a mess. Okay. A little less messy. What am I getting? A24? All right, Bulbasaur. Oh, stand still, buddy. over here guessing where this is going to go, and it's like, why don't I just look at the thing? Sometimes it's fun to guess. That used to be my challenge when I would get Lego sets, is I would try to build them as far as I possibly could just by looking at the picture without consulting the rules. And even to the point where you couldn't know something went somewhere, you try to infer it from like the structure. It was like the fun challenge I would give to myself. I haven't had a Lego set in a long time. Okay, there's that flank. Coming together. Oh, you want me to turn him upside down now? Okay. A18, D2, and A10. A18, there you are. Should be on this page. There it is. Lego are expensive, but I have no place to put them. There's some very cool sets out though now. Yeah, they are expensive. And they do take up space. I don't have a whole lot of space. But I kind of wish, like, I need to do something with this space down here now that I changed my camera field of view. I don't really know what to do though. This lip overhangs by like 3 inches, so I kind of want to just make like just a 2x4 or even just a 2x3 frame that sits in there. It won't even get in the way of my desk drawer. And then maybe I could just put like little knickknacks down there. Or maybe I could do it like have the, you know, have another couple of books down here that kind of just sit like that. I don't know. Things to think about. This piece makes me nervous. It's extremely small. Some of this is confusing. It's like, why didn't you have me put that in there way earlier? It would have given it more structure while I was building everything else. Also, what piece is going to go here? Well, that's the next one I'm doing. Good. So there's a lot of slots there. A lot of slots. I feel like I'm doing surgery on him. He's on his back like this. Okay. Are we still doing more underside stuff? We are. Okay. B27, B20, and A16. Say it's not so. A16. We're almost done with the A sheet as well. In fact, let's finish off the A sheet here. Put these with the C's that we're almost ready to do. And double checking. Nothing else there. Nope. And goodbye. Goodbye. All right. Pop up these things. Ooh, that did not. That was actually a problem. That did not score across the proper line. Oh, that's our first break. Let's see if I can save it. Yeah, it didn't break along the score. It broke, like, diagonally. Yeesh. At least it's a piece on the underside. know they need these pieces to wrap around so that this thing stays stable, but they're always the hardest slots to do. Come on, Bulbasaur. You can do it. Okay. Funny thing is, I have not been instructed to put this piece on yet, but I can tell it goes right here, so I'm going to put it here while I'm here. There's the underside of his chin. I don't know why I can't ever figure out where my camera's pointing. It's like a part of my brain that won't engage properly. Okay, so I need B27 and B20. This sheet, we're nowhere close to finishing off. That one didn't want to break across the seam properly either. Oh. It's wrapped around the inside of... What? Huh? Okay. That's going to be hard to put on properly. Let's do this one first. Okay, we'll call that a decent success. Oh, okay, not so bad. That was not too bad. Where the heck does this go? It's funny to think about sometimes, like, when people talk about, you know, if you went back in time and you brought an iPhone, like, how much would it blow somebody's mind? It's like if you went back in time and brought this product back with you into, like, I don't know, the 1800s, and just the production of these sheets and the pop-outs and the instructions, like, there's nothing about these instructions that you wouldn't be able to comprehend. Like, through human history, people could probably figure this out. They'd be like, these numbers correspond to these numbers on this sheet, and it tells you where to put them. And then they would, like, assemble this model and be like, how? How did this thing even come to exist? It would be very wild. Okay, B13 and A2. We already did that. So B26 and B13 is what we need. B26... B13. There's a, speaking of Lego, I just looked up and saw your comment again. There's a really cool YouTube channel that I watched for a while called Brick Crafts. And it's this guy, I don't know if he's Swedish? I don't remember where he is. But he just basically, like, builds entire cities and, like, the progress through them, and does, like, all the architectural design work, and it's a really cool channel. And then he and his buddy, I guess, or his brother or his friend, I don't remember, it's been a while since I watched, but they opened up, like, a Lego museum where he works on, when he's making his video content, he works on the models there, and then it's actually open for people to come through and like take a look at everything. But they also like go through and they drill holes through the pieces and they wire LED lights in, so it's like has a nighttime light mode. So if you're in the museum, like it cycles through day and night. In the room, lights overhead, and then all the lights come on in the little models of the houses and stuff, and the little train lights come on, and really cool channel. Oh, that did not feel good. Okay. Okay, we're going to do the other side, kind of to mirror what we just did. There it is. I see a few more people come in. Hope you're having a good day. We are just hanging out, doing this model, which I thought would not take that much time, but it's going to end up being pretty much the whole stream. So we're going to do Golden Sun later today. I did update the title, but not the thumbnail yet, so I'm going to have to deal with it. I will show you our progress here in a second. As soon as I finish these 2 steps. I've gotten confused. There we are. Okay. This goes where now? Oh, I see where this goes. Okay, it's gonna be interesting. Oh, I hate it. This might be my least favorite piece I've put on so far. Phew. Okay, so far so good. Oh, I'm missing a piece. There's supposed to be a piece right there that's supposed to connect. It is missing. Okay, time to backtrack. That's not good. When would I have... Okay. It would have been on his jaw. This might have been really early on that I missed this. Alright, we'll go way back to the beginning. Where did I miss that piece? Is that it right there already? No. Where does it need to connect? Probably honestly figure it out from the shape. Okay, that's a foot. That's a foot. So that's got nothing to do with it. In fact, we have enough pieces out of the D sheet. We can just get rid of this thing too. Don't know where the 4th foot is. Okay, verifying nothing left on this sheet, so that's the end of D. Goodbye. Got a couple more pieces ad hoc over here. Now, where's the piece I'm missing? It's got to be in the B sheet, because these don't have that color, do they? No. 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 So, the piece we are missing is... here. BP29. It's not going to be any of those. There's the other foot. So it won't be anything segmented, so it's really either just B22 or B29. It's got to be B29. Yo, come on now. So, that slot would go like this. poke into there. Oh, please let it work without me having to undo stuff. Nailed it. Nailed it. Okay. All right, there. There's Bulbasaur coming together on the bottom sides. Still very hollow in the middle. But we saved it. And we know that everything else now needs to come out of the B sheet, which is convenient. Don't know where we left off though. Okay, we did all that. So we were on this page. Okay, then we need B22, B12, B28, B7, B17, B3, B5, B9, B23, B1, B11. This whole page is all B stuff. So let's just rip the band-aid off. We're gonna pull all of the B's out. Flip them over. It'll be easier than searching the page every time we need to do this, because I think we're getting close to just using up a lot of this shell stuff. I know I need that piece. Goodbye. Flip these over so we can see the numbers. Arguably, you could have just started this way and like lined up all the pieces with the numbers in order. But that's better if you have a better workspace, and I do not have a great workspace. Okay. So, what do I actually need now? B22, I know where that goes. You know what would be great is if I had Pokemon soundtrack music going for this stream. Missed opportunity. I guess if we do it again someday. Okay, there's that. 28 and 12. There's 28. Alright, Bulbasaur goes back upside down. And I take B12, like so. And I put it right here. And I'm missing a piece there. What on earth? We might have a big problem here. We might have a big problem here. Alright, hold on. There's gotta be another piece like it, right? I know the piece is numbered A1, so let me just look for the number and see where I missed it. You know what? I'm not convinced I did miss this. Oh. Shouldn't have spoken too soon. Here's the companion piece to it, and that's where I missed it. It needs to go in that way. Okay, this one, luckily, I don't think I went too far for it to be a problem. I think I can squeeze this in. Okay, there's one crisis averted. This is really not that big of a problem if I can just squeeze it past. I guess I could just unhinge the jaw if I need to. Like a snake. It's gonna go. It's gonna go. It's gonna be fine. Okay, we saved it. It was dicey there for a second. Easy to miss. Easy to miss little steps here. Okay, now we're back from outer space. Okay, how does he need to be? Upside down on his back? There you go. And we have B28, which is doing some... It's doing some work here. Where the heck are you supposed to go, B28? Kind of trying to figure this out, eyeballing it, which I should not be doing. Something about this seems horribly wrong. Okay, where? Oh, is this the leg? Okay, I'm so confused. Okay, got it. I see. I thought this was wrapping around the leg, but it is the leg. That makes everything line up nice and easy. Oh no. I'm definitely afraid. See if I can get it in. Alright, I'll be real with you. This piece is not going well. I don't know if this got mangled up along the way. Let's see if I can bend it. Okay. I don't like it when I feel things collapsing under my fingers. Whew. Okay, got it. Not my favorite piece to put on so far. B22 we did. B7. That was my 6th grade camp. Cabin was B7. We had to make a theme song, and our camp counselor was really into certain musical artists. So our camp song was B7, sent from heaven. The ladies don't fear us, they just want to be near us. So we just keep rolling. What? That was my camp song. Why can't I figure out how this goes? This goes around the inside of the leg. Okay. Gosh. Okay. Getting to the point now where I can almost intuitively put the rest of this together. Remember how I said I could intuitively put this together? I was partly right. Kind of figure out how it goes together. This is, by the way, the recipe for missing instructions. It's just vibe building. Do not recommend. And yet. That lined up in a satisfying way. So, I've got legs coming together down here on the bottom. Looking good. It's like remarkably like sturdy when it's all put together. B3. It's going to be one of these leg shield parts. Not that one. This one, perhaps? Here we go. B17. Yeah, it's crazy that there still hasn't been any instructions given towards the bulb yet. Or any framing for it. I guess we'll build it separately and it'll just attach. Yeah, there's clearly like a spot right here that's supposed to attach to. Okay, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. B17 must go across the midsection? Oh, half of it. No? Read the instructions, London. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm rebellious. You guys know how rebellious I am. First I rebelled against gender, now I rebel against model instructions. It's just the way it goes. Alright. Infer from context clues that this goes right here. Whew. It's coming together. Look, there's the full... Oh, I'm sorry. The full side done over there. Don't know why it had me wait on this piece. Oh, it didn't. I just skipped ahead again because I'm getting towards the end of the Bulbasaur body. Oh, I see. I see. It's another bum piece. Very good. Very good. I have a concern. And the concern is that I'm looking for a piece called B9 and I don't see it. I don't know how it would have disappeared. But I'm kind of at process of elimination for pieces here, so We will sort it out in short order. Oh, it's probably one I already put on. Yeah, it is. That's why. That's why you don't do that. As I'm freaking myself out. What we might do, I'm thinking this is what I might do. I might finish off Bulbasaur, and before we get to doing the bulb or the platform that he sits on, I may wrap up this stream. And we might come back and do that another time. That's just like a chill thing. Then we'll take a break and kind of pick a time to come back for Golden Sun tonight or this afternoon. Really just give myself time to eat and recharge and maybe even take a nap, who knows. Check on the status of the wildfire. So maybe what we do I did not expect this model to take 2 hours to get to this point. It's time well spent, though. Like I said at the start, and if anybody's jumped in since I started, I think it's good to get your hands on things. And I haven't had a project of that sort to, like, get back in touch with, like, creating. Even though it's a model, building a model, you know, it's, like, nice to actually engage your brain with different things. Like physical creation of stuff. There you have, boom, there's his whole underbelly done. Look at that. This is going to definitely be this part of his leg. Even better if you don't do it wrong side over. Definitely that. This is definitely going here. Not like that. Kind of popped off the other piece. So these joints around the legs don't necessarily meet up the best, if I'm honest. It's pretty good. And we should be able to figure out how the feet work. As far as which foot goes where, I don't know. Don't know. Little symbols on them. Let's look at the instructions. Do it right. Although I did guess right in the first place. I was correct. 3, 4. Goes here. There you have the feet. We've got little extra protrusions because we're going to be able to stick him onto the platform when we build it. But that is Bulbasaur complete. Space for the bulb, of course, but this is like, I'm like squeezing this decently hard. It's very solid. Very solid. Very cool. There you have him. The slow rotation. What a guy. Everybody loves the Bulbasaur. Cool, cool, cool. All right. I'm going to call the model building stream there. The ENNIEs that we discussed at the beginning, the model building. I was thinking if the ENNIEs prompted any actual sort of good conversation, I might clip that into its own video, but I didn't have that much to say about most of it, so never know till you try. So we'll set up Bulbasaur somewhere on the shelf. Don't know where exactly. Maybe he could fit down here. No, kind of. That'll work for now. He's there. I'll probably be blocking him most of the time. But with that, we will. I'll take another picture of him too and upload it. And we will get to the other parts of the build a little bit later. Kind of looking ahead. Should be fun. Looks fun. Looks like a lot of big pieces too, so it shouldn't be as tedious. Might even go quite a bit faster. But maybe what we'll do is we'll play Golden Sun when I restart stream, and then at the end of the Golden Sun stream, if that goes quickly, we'll come back and finish Bulbasaur today. So, with that said, thanks for hanging out. If you go off to do any 4th of July celebration things and I don't see you again before then, please be safe. I love you all so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, afternoon, the rest of this thing where the sun is up. Have a great time. Don't forget to like the stream, comment if you had any thoughts about the entries to the ENNIEs. Let's see if any of our friends are streaming so we can go visit them. They are, but it's not something I want to jump into. So, with that said, I'll let you go on to your day. Once again, love you all so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again on London Station. Bye.